I'm Judy Zelina. This is the Mill Creek Government Channel. The ExpERIEnce Children's Museum provides a safe, family-centered educational experience. It inspires creativity, exploration, and imagination through play, interactive exhibits, and innovative programming. They were named Erie's Choice for Museums for the past 5 years, along with Erie's Choice for the best place to have a birthday party in 2017. The museum is a place where children can race a boat, paint a painting, shop healthy, imagine a career, and produce a play. With the colder weather upon us and the setbacks felt from COVID, the museum still finds ways to entertain. Ainsley Brozick, the executive director, is going to share with us how the museum can help us beat the winter blues. Ainsley, thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I talked a little bit in my intro about some of your mission statements. What I'd like to know, and let our viewers know, how do you help to achieve those goals?
So, you know, the museum has been in this community for 25 years, and we have helped, thousands of families in our community connect and learn through play. We often say that children play to learn and adults learn to play. It's really a place where families can unplug, enjoy each other, and learn about different concepts that make up our world. So we're very STEAM focused, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Sometimes we say STREAM, we add in reading as well. And it's a place where kids and families that may not have anything else in common can come together and play in unscripted ways.
You know, I just love the job that you do. I've been to the museum, and if any of our viewers have not been to the museum, you really have to visit it. Take a little one. They have so much fun there, and it's just so educational. Ainsley, how crazy have these last months been? What I wanted to know is, how has COVID affected your operating procedures?
Well, it's certainly been crazy. When you're dealing with a pandemic, that the complete focus of it is touch and being close to people and spreading germs. And a children's museum is all about hands-on touching, learning. It presents quite a challenge. So early on, back in March, when we knew this was coming and this was heading our way, I immediately started working with children's museums across the country. And one of the things that I did was I even reached out to children's museum directors in China and said, what are you doing, and how can we, stay afloat? How can we keep surviving through a pandemic when our entire museum is about touching things? And so I'm really proud because the Association of Children's Museums, myself, and over 100 directors worked together to come up with strategies to reopen children's museums. And, we really believe that now more than ever, people need places like the Children's Museum. So through this pandemic, we have decided that we're going to do what we can. We want to keep people safe. We want to keep our staff safe. But we also know that we play an important role in the community. So we were closed from March 14th up until July 7th. Our entire staff was laid off. And we closed the museum and kind of hunkered down and waited to see what happened. We needed to wait till the green phase to reopen per the governor's order. And that really gave me time to work with these directors and come up with what do we need to do. And so, it changed our operating system. It changed the way you visit the museum. It changed some of the ways that you enter the museum, some of the exhibits, but the experience itself did not change. It's still hands-on learning, and we felt that was really important. So some of the things that we've done is obviously social distancing, cues on the floor, whatnot. Everybody is required to wear a mask per the governor's order, 2 and up. And the kids are really good about it. We have doubled, almost tripled our staff. We have had the museum professionally cleaned and sanitized several times. We have air purifiers. We've spent a countless number of dollars on cleaning supplies recommended by the CDC. And we've actually closed exhibits that the directors and I felt were possible endangerments for the COVID. So airflow exhibits, for example,
Okay.
we know that those can be an issue. So we don't have that open, but we have other exhibits open. We limited how much you can take into the grocery store just so that we can clean it better. But I'll tell you what, Judy, the kids do not know. The experience is still the same. We've limited the number of people that come into the museum, but I'm really proud of the staff, and everybody has done their best to keep us open.
Well, Ainsley, it was so smart on your part, the time that you were off, that you were doing research on when you did open, how you would be able to do it safely, and again, still bring the experience to everybody. Because that isn't an easy task. So
It is not.
So
And
really kudos to you for doing that.
Thank you. And we're better together. You know, none of us have been through a pandemic before. So to work with children's museums across the country, and then to learn that China, where this originated, that they opened and they were seeing people and being successful, and that it could be done, really gave us the boost that we needed.
Good, good. Now you're talking about a little bit of change in your programming, but I know you've had monthly programs in the past. Are you still continuing the monthly programs, and if so, what can people look forward to?
So right now we're kind of taking it on a month-by-month basis because with this virus we don't know what to expect. All of our family programs are on hold till after the first of the year, but people should check out our website, ErieChildren'sMuseum.org, because that could change. We are trying to stay up to date on what the recommendations are by our children's museum professionals. When we do family programming, we do some in our outdoor classroom, and we had 15 to 20 people. We limit the number of people that can come. We did host summer camps. We limited the number of kids that could come as well. So I would say the best bet is to check our website.
I was checking on your website, speaking of, and there was something called STEAM pop-ups. What is a STEAM pop-up?
A STEAM pop-up is when we have a museum educator, and we are really lucky because our museum educators are most likely college students that are majoring in elementary education or early childhood, so it's a great experience for them. And they will pop up in the museum with a cart. And one day they might be doing an experiment with water from Lake Erie at our Waterworks exhibit. One day they might be making elephant toothpaste. One day they might be doing Makey Makey, which is a circuit keyboard system that you use bananas or apples or everyday materials to make a keyboard. And so they pop up in the museum and they're STEAM focused. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And so when people come to the museum, we have a board. Just look for the STEAM pop-up that'll say, you know, meet Miss Ashley at 11 o'clock up on the stage. And they're about 5-minute presentations, but it really brings concepts to life for kids. And that's what we love, because to read something in a book isn't always the way kids learn, but to visualize and see something, that's something they'll remember.
Oh my gosh, I can just see their eyes just as they're listening to how to make a keyboard or experiments. So that is a great idea, Ainsley. That really, really is. But I also understand you've got some new exhibits.
We do. So, you know, the museum is always looking for new upcoming exhibits. We do a lot of research with other children's museums, and one that we found at the Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh was a giant operation game. Think of when your kids were little, when, you know, we all played Operation.
Oh, yes.
I think his name was Operation Sam or something. His original name was Sam, and you had to take the bones out.
Yes.
I always remember losing the bones all over my house, but and then it made that horrific sound when you hit the sides. So the Carnegie Science Museum made us a giant version. So it's actually the size of a small child. And we have Sam, the Operation Kid 2.0, and kids can come in and take the bones out, you know, the funny bone, the bread basket. They're all the original names of bones. And that was brought to us by the Hammett Health Foundation. And it's fun because I don't know who likes it more, the adults or the kids, because adults are very nostalgic.
Yes, they are.
And for the kids, you know, we're encouraging them to learn about their bodies, learn about bones, but also you have some kids that say, I'm going to be a doctor when I grow up. So we're really excited about that exhibit, and the kids love it. And that's in our doctor's office upstairs in our town.
Okay. All right.
Another one that we're really excited about. Now, Judy, I don't know if you are a fan of Tom Hanks, but...
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
So you remember the movie Big?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, so we knew that we wanted some kind of a musical exhibit, and I have the motto, we either go big or go home. And so we found the maker of the original Big piano from FAO Schwartz that they dance on.
Oh, wow.
And they make replicas of these pianos. The guy that actually made it for the movie for children's museums. So we have a 16-foot musical piano, floor piano, that the kids can play on.
Oh my!
And I'll be honest
Oh
with
my
you,
gosh.
I've caught my staff up there playing around quite a bit.
I would be on there. I'm sorry.
It lights up. All the letters are on there, and we have a song board so they can play songs. Now, we're not quite as good as Tom Hanks in that movie, but it is so fun. And what I love about it is, okay, so we're in this COVID pandemic where you can't touch things.
Right.
This is an exhibit they use their feet.
Perfect.
So,
Absolutely
you know, the
perfect.
risks are less. We still clean it, but the risks are less. And the fun that we have. Another one that we see the parents up there playing. Super fun, and that's on the second floor.
So what you're doing is bringing the whole family together to enjoy these activities instead of just the children.
Yeah, and you know, I can say that being a mom of 3 kids, very rarely do I play with them. But if we go to the Children's Museum or we go to a zoo or a cultural place, it just is time for us to spend together.
Right.
To unplug, get off my computer, get off my phone, and show my kids that I did play piano once, so I know a thing or two.
Oh my God, those sound great. I can't wait to stop down and see them. We're talking about the children. What are the age range of the children that come to the museum, Ainsley?
So we see kids as young as 6 months because
Okay.
we do have a baby garden.
All right.
Up until about age 8. After about age 8, we start to lose them. However, we do have plans for a new children's museum that'll see kids older than age 8. But that's really our sweet spot, usually kindergarten and first grade. And you know, it's a great place for early learners too. We have vocabulary through the museum, and it's really a nice complement to what they're learning in school.
Now you have 3 floors, and each floor focuses on a different theme, correct? Tell our viewers what the different floors are.
Sure. So our lower level, which is like a basement, is called the Creativity Center, and it's sponsored by Ronald McDonald House Charities. And it features everything creative. So we have Legos, a Lego wall that they can build. We have an open studio where we have different art themes and we introduce different artists. And it's an area, the open studio is messy. And as a mom, I can say I'm not eager to get out the paints and the Play-Doh, and but we get it all out down there so they can make a mess, and that's perfectly fine. And then we have a light studio where they can create with light. And another fun thing that we've added is a light bright, a giant light bright, just like when we were kids. So there's big pegs that are different colors they can put in. And then our baby garden is down there as well. So it's all about creativity, but it's also a quiet space. We have a lot of therapy that goes on at the museum. A lot of kids with sensory processing disorders. That's a perfect floor for them. And we actually have a space in the classroom that kids could go if they have maybe some trouble processing some things down there. So that's our basement level. Then our first floor where you enter is called the Explore floor. And that's all about the Earth's elements, I guess you could say. Wind, water, and then we have our cave with the slide, which everybody loves. So you learn about, you know, caves and minerals and artifacts and whatnot.
Love it.
Yes.
They love it.
And then our top floor is all about imagination. So that's where our town is, our grocery store, which everybody loves, our bank and deli and the doctor's office, our train, and then our stage for performances. And that's where you find most of our science concepts as well. The piano's up there, but we also have an air rocket exhibit, Notion of Motion, which talks about Newton's law and, you know, puts it into terms that a 6-year-old can understand. or a 40-year-old, so that we know what we're doing.
Right.
I just told everybody my age, but and so I'm really proud of what we've done. And then on the outside is our outdoor classroom as well, which is open year round.
Even in the winter, you
Even
utilize
in the
it?
winter.
What do you do in the winter out there?
So STEAM pop-ups could be snowman building with
Okay.
materials you find out there.
All right.
In the fall, we do a lot of painting with leaves and sticks and whatever they find. Spring, we pick flowers, do all kinds of things. So it's always open, and we have themed activities that go along with it.
Okay, you also host birthday parties.
We do.
Okay, how does that work?
So right now during COVID, we are not hosting birthday parties until after the first of the year.
Okay,
But you should get your reservation in because we book up extremely fast.
I know you do.
Yeah. The reason we took a break from them is that most birthday parties see a lot of kids. You have to invite the whole class or all the boys or all the girls. And so it's quite a big number. And then you invite your family. And so our space just wasn't adequate with the social distancing. But after the first of the year, we'll have different party options. We do everything so that you can enjoy the time with your child and let them have fun and really enjoy the day rather than have mom and dad running around.
What do you mean you do everything? Those are kind of birthday parties I like to have. Somebody else does everything.
Yep.
What do you
We
do?
provide the plates, the napkins, the treat bags. There's pizza and drink. Basically, you will just have to walk in with the cake and the guest of honor. So
That would work
and
for
we
me.
clean up. You have a party attendant that kind of runs the show. And they're 2-hour increments. We also have a special option where we've had some people run it out for birthday parties for 1-year-olds where you might have a lot of people.
Right.
Or baby showers, bridal showers. You can rent out the museum Sunday mornings and have a private party.
Oh, nice. Great idea.
Yeah.
What about memberships? Memberships available?
Memberships are available. You want to check our website for the different kinds. We have a grandparent pass, we have a single parent pass, we have parent passes, but they really are the best deal in town.
Okay.
If you're going to come multiple times throughout the year, it's a cost savings to you. We also have an option that's a little bit more pricey. It's $130, but it allows you to get a discount or get in free to children's museums across the country.
Oh, all right.
And that's our reciprocal membership. And so that's a great one if you travel a lot. My daughter plays travel soccer, so whenever we can, we're in a different town, we visit the Children's Museum. It's a great pass to have.
Now you have, throughout the years, you have had different annual events. Now I know this year kind of put a glitch on a lot of these, but what are some of the annual events that you have that our viewers can look forward to in the future?
So we usually do Breakfast with Santa, we usually have a Halloween event, and we usually have a New Year's Eve, but due to COVID, we're not going to do that
Right.
this year. However, we've come up with some different options. We are going to have a family New Year's Eve in a box. So you can purchase a New Year's party in a box. It'll come with party hats and activities for you to do with your family at home.
Oh, I love that idea.
That is one of our busiest days of the year. We actually see about 700 people.
Wow.
So we know that that's an important day, and we
Yes.
know that the kids look forward to it. So this was our way of supplementing that. So you can check that out on our website. And then after the first of the year, we're hopeful that we can have our fancy tea party. We always have character breakfasts, meet and greet with literacy characters. We're going to celebrate the museum's birthday. And so we're looking forward to a bright 2021.
Okay, I am too. Really, for you guys, I really would like to see you open back up full steam.
Yes.
Izzy, how are you funded?
That's a great question. So we are 95% self-supporting. We do receive ECRA lead asset funds,
Okay.
so and a little bit of government funds through the PHMC grant program. But other than that, we are completely self-supporting. So admission, membership, donations, classes, camps, that all goes right back into supporting us. So you can imagine through a pandemic when we had to close and didn't have admission dollars or memberships coming in or summer camp registrations, we lost quite a bit of our operating funding. And so it's a struggle. I think all nonprofits are struggling right now.
Right.
But it's really caused us to go back to our mission, go back to why we're so important, and we really feel like we're doing what we can to navigate this pandemic and be successful for the future.
And how can we help you, Ainsley?
Well, that's a great question. Well, we always take volunteers.
Okay.
I'm always looking for retired teachers that maybe want to come. You don't have to be a teacher, but they seem to have the patience that we need that can help run the STEAM pop-ups. We're always looking for gardeners for our outdoor area. We're looking for people to come and help in our grocery store and help kids navigate when they have to put things back on the shelves, always cleaning and whatnot. Special events are a great way to volunteer. And it's so rewarding because when you get to spend a couple hours with us, you really see how important it is what we do.
Ainsley, you do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on the show with us today. Our time is at the end here. For joining us, letting us know that you're still there, even though it seems like the whole world has come to a halt. But you're there in a limited capacity, and you're doing a great job. You're doing it safely, and you're doing it, most of all, fun.
Thank you.
So thank you, Ainsley. Viewers, thank you for tuning into the Mill Creek Government Channel. If you get a chance, please stop down. Take a little one, your children, your grandchildren, down to the Children's Museum. It's a great place, an absolute wonderful place. And when you get there, you'll be there for hours. I'm sorry that they could only be there for a few hours at times, but it's a whole day experience. So you have to get there and enjoy it. Thank you again for tuning into the Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.